another way of like looking at the rational brain and the subconscious is it's like diesel cars and petrol cars. Now, if anyone's ever put petrol in a diesel or diesel in a petrol, they'll realise, well, it doesn't. Well, hang on a second. Yeah, right. Well, why is my car not working? They're both combustible engines. What's the problem? Well, actually, technically, that's not true. Petrol's combustible. Diesel works on pressure. So, right. But it's they can. We get these harmonies where things work in sort of symbiotic relationships, and when that relationship is good, everything is firing on all cylinders. Everything works really, really well. But when one of them is kind of out of sync, it can affect the other without you realizing why. And sometimes, like you and I are talking about things, and we'll both have this in our own practices, and every therapist will tell you the same. If somebody will come in and say, well, that doesn't make any sense. Why would I care about that? No, it's your rational brain can set aside and sit down and say, well, that's not important. Your rational brain will do a to-do list of pros and cons. How am I better off? How am I worth? And we can literally rationalize it till the cows come home, and then say, no, that's not bothering me. Yeah, but your subconscious is much more controlled by your emotions, how it feels safe or not safe. And no matter how you rationalize or try to put logic into something that your subconscious is fearful of, the two are just square pegs or round holes. And no matter how hard you try and beat it, no matter how big the hammer is, it's not shifting. It's not going to fit.
Yeah, exactly that. You mentioned symbiotic relationships, and one of my favorite, I have many, but one of my favorite facts about pregnancy is that when you have another system, body and mind, that has the potential to react inside a woman's body, and her mind and body connection within there, we now know that if a woman during pregnancy, i.e. when there's a developing fetus in there, has organ damage for some reason, the baby has a symbiotic relationship because it wants to survive. He or she, should I say, wants to survive. So they will actually send stem cells to the organ that is not working properly to attempt to repair it. So and that is a scientific fact, so that even the baby is saying, whoa, hang on here, I've got to survive, so I'll help you to survive to help me to survive, because you're my host, if you like, as I'm developing. Yeah.
That does make sense to me,